Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talent Unlocked, our student podcast connected to university, learning to the real world.
Yes, Kehan. Today is very special because we have our faculty dean with us. Sir, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. We are really honored and grateful.
This podcast is part of our academic project, and we hope to learn from your experience in education, leadership, and student development.
Sir, we are the good students of faculty, so let us with your knowledge. Here is the first question. As the faculty dean, what's your main responsibility in leading the faculty and supporting students' academic and personal development?
Right. Okay. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me, giving me this opportunity. It's good that you all are doing these kind of projects. It's very practical experience that you'll be getting out of this. So, in order to answer your question, my responsibilities are twofold. One aspect is to ensuring the academic standard, because we deliver programs from different authorities. One is from the Ministry of Education, which what we call the local programs. Then we have programs from Pearson, which is from UK. We also have programs from foreign universities like La Trobe. So making sure that standards are met, different standards are met as per all these awarding bodies is the main challenge. Then also making sure that all our students are getting a good quality education in terms of their university experience, in terms of their extracurricular activities and various things like pastoral. Those are the challenges I face as in leading this faculty.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable information. So, over to the next question. In today's education system, how important do you think practical learning activities like projects, presentations, and student initiatives are for our career development?
Right. If you look at today's working world, gone are the days where most of you, especially at your younger stages, when you start your career after qualifying, that you will be actually asked to sit and do some work. There was a time like that. But today, employers expect students to handle multiple projects. You will have to go out and do various things. Inside the organization also, you will have to run around, do a lot of practical work. And also employers don't have a lot of time to sit and guide you today. You have to be a self-learner. And how are you going to get this kind of exposure? This kind of projects you do, practical things you do, practical projects you handle, product launches, or these kind of interviewing people. You have to do a lot of work. You have to go take appointments, time slots, you have to arrange equipment. All these things that you do are things that will help you to get started in your career, and employers value them because they spend less time training you and more time getting work out of you because you already done the work. If you have only learned through book and paper and exams, then once you go there, you have to start learning everything, and employers have to train you. So more career prospects, more rapid advancement for students who have done these kind of practical work. So it's very important in my opinion.
Thank you, sir. What key skills do you think university students should develop during their studies to become successful in their future careers?
Right. In terms of soft skills and other types of skills, one very important thing is critical thinking, meaning your ability to think about something and grasp what's the problem. Right? Lot of people find it difficult. So this skill is very important, what we call critical thinking. Then other soft skills like teamwork. You might think teamworking is easy because you have friends. But actual fact is team working, especially making sure that everyone do their part and face problems together without having conflicts, that is difficult. And that skill is developed in campus with this kind of group projects. So team working is very important. At the same time, you also need to learn how to lead. That is also important because there are times where you have to take leadership because nobody else is there. And then there are other times where you have to have the skill of following a lead. Sometimes that is also a problem. A lot of people want to lead, but they don't want to follow. You can't be a leader if you are not a follower. First, you learn leadership by following a leader, right? You learn the skill that way, and then that skill becomes also very important. So, critical thinking, team working, leadership, these are some of the really important skills. Also, familiarity with various concepts that you have learned in terms of class. Those are what we call the hard skills. Those are important because some of them will be applied to your work. Soft skills, critical thinking, team working, leadership are also really important.
Thank you, sir. Such a wonderful and valuable information. So, over to the next question. What key skills do you think university students should develop during their studies to become successful in the future?
When it comes to studying, one of the important skills that you need to learn is the ability to summarize information. Because when, let's assume that all of you are studying management. So when you are in a management position in a junior level, your superiors will need you to give them reports which are very short but has the essential information, because they don't have time to read pages and pages. So one page executive summary, that kind of skills are very important, because that is what they expect from you. They don't have time to read, so you have to do the reading, you have to do the summarizing, and then you should be able to brief them. You should be able to prepare presentations which are very informative, not too long, carries all the information. So these are challenging skills that you need to learn. And also, like I mentioned, the critical thinking. You have to do the thinking, because today your superiors, as management trainees and management graduates who are going entry-level jobs, they expect you to actually come up with solutions. For an example, you cannot go to your superior and say, "Sir, I have this problem." Then the person will look at you. You are supposed to go and tell, "Sir, I have this problem and I have these A, B, C solutions." So the boss will decide which solution, but you are giving him 3 options. So you have already done the thinking, you have already done the developing. That kind of person is very valuable for management jobs, because then you are actually making your boss's life or your superior's life easy. You have already given him, he might choose a different one to the 3 things that you came up with. He will give you a 4th option, but still he knows that you, or he or she knows that you have done your background, you have done your homework. So these kind of skills are the ones you need to develop. So when you come to me also, come with a problem, but come with possible solutions. Like how you think I should solve it. I might tell you a 3rd or 4th way, but come with solutions. Very important skill to develop.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. As students, many of us struggle with communication, especially in English. What advice can you give us to improve our communication and confidence?
So when it comes to communicating, it is like riding a bicycle. You can't ride a bicycle without actually getting onto a bicycle and falling. Same when it comes to communication. You learn to do this by actually doing it. So which is why actually when it comes to your assessments, we have presentation. Because then you have to do it. Otherwise, no one will volunteer. But we say, okay, do this because it's part of your assessment, you get marks. So that way, you have to do it. So communication is something where you have to develop the skill by doing it. So what we advise our students is, in the campus, when you are doing these things, make sure to do it correctly. Don't try to say a few words and escape. Do it properly, so that when you go to work, you already have done it. There's no pressure for you, because it's something you have done every day for 3-4 years, right? So it doesn't matter whether your audience is your lecturer or the board of directors. Same, right? So that's how you develop, by doing it, by taking these activities that your lecturers give seriously. If you take them seriously, if you do the presentations properly, if you do your writing properly, if you have to stand up and speak, maybe address a gathering, maybe compare, all these are training communication for your future careers. You do it in campus well, when you go to the job, you will stand out, because there will be others who can't do it, but you can do it. So develop these skills by actually doing it. It's hard. It can be pressure. Standing up and talking, giving a presentation in front of other people is not easy. But it's better to do it in a campus environment, because you are doing in front of your lecturers and friends. You train like that, then easy to do it in front of your senior managers or your board of directors or your senior colleagues. So learn by doing. That's my advice to you.
Thank you, sir. So here, what Sir says is, developing your skills will benefit your career. Thank you, sir. So, over to the next question. How important is continuous learning after graduation, and how can students develop a habit of lifelong learning from now?
Yes. So what we normally advise our students is, apart from getting your degree, we always advise them to look for professional qualifications which will sharpen their skill set. If you are into marketing, maybe Sri Lankan Institute of Marketing has professional qualifications, CIM has professional qualifications. If you are into HR, CIPM has highly recognized qualifications. If you are into finance, then there are chartered and related qualifications. So it's very important, apart from the degree, that you also qualify in a professional organization, because that gives you professional validity. Because these are organizations which are for that profession. So if you do those qualifications in parallel to your study or after you finish your graduation, that will enhance your knowledge, because their syllabuses will be updated according to the current trends. So that way you become a lifelong learner. And once you have done your professional qualification, most of these organizations, they have something called CPD, continued professional development, which are programs they do in order to update with knowledge in their profession. For example, marketing, they have CPD programs. Maybe every 6 months they have short programs which will update. HR professional organizations have it. Chartered accountancy, management accountancy, they have it. So by engaging with these professional organizations, first of all getting their professional qualification and engaging in their CPD is the best way. Apart from that, of course, normal reading, especially business press, listening to business news like Bloomberg, like CNBC. Those are channels which are available in most cable TV channels. Listen to them and you will get updated every day what's happening in the business world. So that will give you the general business knowledge, and these professional associations and their CPD programs will give you the updated lifelong professional knowledge. So that's the best way to balance after graduation.
So thank you so much for that advice. And another question is, what role does the university play in preparing students for real world challenges and the workplaces?
So as I told you, now the university's main role is actually to give you that base education which you need in order to start any profession. So apart from giving that base education, which we do by lectures and various other activities, we have realized that employers need practical knowledge. They don't want students who are very good in doing exams, because when you go to work, there are no exams. When you go to start work, nobody is going to give you a set of notes and say, read this and answer these questions. You have to solve practical problems. Every day there will be practical problems. If you are in marketing, what are we going to do to increase sales? If you are in brand management, how are we going to build this brand? If you are in accounting, how do we increase the cash flow? These problems are the real world problems you are going to face. So what we in campus do is, for various course modules, we have integrated these kind of practical issues that are there in the business world. We have taken them, we have simplified them in order to allow you to handle at your level, but the base training is given to you. So that by handling simple problems, like maybe doing a business, doing a podcast, doing a video, what we are doing is we are training you to handle the issues or the problems that you will face in the business world. For an example, if you are into marketing, if you have to create a digital campaign, doing this podcast will help you actually come up with an idea, maybe do something with an influencer, so that to promote your brand, or talk to a professional, get professional advice which will support your brand. These are how we prepare our students, by giving you various projects, activities, letting you do market research, go out and find information, prepare a report, because that's exactly what you will have to do when you go to the professional world and start your work. Okay?
Thank you, sir. So, Anuradhi, as a saying, practice makes you perfect really implies here. So, sir, over to the next question. How do you see the future of higher education in Sri Lanka? And what new skills will be important for future generations?
Right. When it comes to higher education, it will be more and more competitive. Your generation and the generations who are going to come into higher education next few years after A levels, they are going to be very lucky, because they have a lot of options. Today, the study options are very high. They can choose from local universities, local programs, international programs, top-up programs. There's vast array of choices from different universities. So in terms of that aspect, the future is very good for higher education. In terms of whether what kind of advice, I believe your question was, but I can advise you is that make sure that your skills are updated, make sure that your knowledge is up to date, especially when it comes to things like artificial intelligence. That is something you cannot escape. Like our generation, the ability to use the internet, ability to do a Google search, that skill. Now your generation, as soon as you go into the job market, your employers are going to be wanting you to use AI, because AI is going to be the enabler. It's going to be the one not to replace you. There's this huge fear in the business world and among students, even young people, that AI will replace you. It won't. What it will do is it will make you work more, because it will be your assistant, right? It will do the jobs that will make your life easy, make you more productive. So employers are going to use AI not to replace you, but to help you do more work. So being able to use AI, being able to actually write those prompts, get the right answer, because AI will give you something if the prompt is not correct. So those skills, especially what we call as the skill of prompt engineering, which is simply being able to write a very precise prompt to get the AI to give you the answer that you really need, which is accurate, that skill is going to be really, really important. Because if you look at leaders of AI these days, Microsoft, Google, they actually say that being able to write a prompt correctly, precisely, is going to be one of the most important skills starting from this year when you go to the job market. So that's a skill that students need to do. AI, being familiar with software, being familiar with IT, being very fluid in using technological tools, that will be the skill for you to develop as you move into the job market in the future, immediate future.
So we are the obedient students, aren't we? So whatever you say, we will follow. So then the question is, as students starting this podcast project, what advice would you give us to make it managing, professional and beneficial for both learning and society?
Right. So I think first of all, the concept is very good. The fact that you talk to all these what we call thought leaders. Now I see that you have gone to Verona and had the interview with the chairman. So these are people. One thing is, it is not easy to meet these people, which means you have to do a tremendous amount of project management in order to get an interview. And when you go there, you have to manage your time, because they don't have a lot of time. They give you very limited time. So these are very, very important skills you are developing. Very happy. So what I would like you to do is continue to meet this caliber of people, because especially the harder people who have contributed a lot to society in different ways, maybe business, maybe academic, maybe professional, maybe even a high caliber politician. Because going to them, giving them questions, so you have to think, what am I going to ask from these people? You can't ask what you ask from me, from a business leader. And from a politician, if you are interviewing, it will be a different set of questions. So it develops your ability to think. So my advice is, start interviewing diverse people. Maybe a professional doctor, because students require a lot of health advice. So maybe you can talk to a professional doctor. Maybe you can speak to different professionals like HR head, marketing head, CFO, a finance person, because those from each of these people, the questions you are going to ask is going to be different. Getting appointments and recording them will be different. So all these skills, if you do these things, that will enhance this entire project you are doing. It will improve your knowledge, and it will be very impressive for you, because you are in these videos, and your future employees are also going to see these videos. You can demonstrate these when you go to work, when you have to show what you have done in campus. Rather than showing a certificate, show this podcast. This is what I did. And I have interviewed Dilip Jayavir, one of the top business people, and they'll be impressed. Oh, you really managed to interview him. You managed to get a time. Good. That's how you do it. So do these kind of difficult to get personalities, because they are the ones who are going to add really a lot of value to this podcast program that you're doing. So that's the best advice I can give you to improve it.
Thank you so much, sir. Finally, sir, What message will you like to share with all the university students, especially who are trying to balance their studies, projects, personal challenges, even work?
Yeah, so I think the biggest issue a lot of students are facing is how to balance work and their personal life and also enjoy. So my advice to everyone is that when you do these kind of things, look at what are the priorities. For an example, if it is exam time, then you have to prioritize exam, because it depends on choosing the priority. There may be times for you to have fun, then you prioritize fun. So look at what needs to be done and attend to it. If it is exam, then priority is exam, then you don't think about other activities. When it comes to other activities, projects, assignments, then that's the priority. So look at what is the priority at the moment or next couple of days, allocate time accordingly, then things will be easy. So that's what we call time management. Time management is something you do, prioritizing, allocating time, and then moving forward with that. So that's how you can do it. That's one way to do it.
Thank you, sir.
On behalf of our call team, we sincerely appreciate your approval and guidance for this podcast project.
We hope to continue learning beyond the classroom and share a meaningful conversation with our audience. So, to our listeners, thank you for watching.
Thank you very much.